Hello everyone. Today we will explore two unique and challenging fishing scenes from two countries with long fishing traditions, Peru and Japan. In each sea, fishermen not only face harsh nature, but also great challenges in their work. Let's follow their arduous and joyful journey through these two special scenes. In the waters of Peru, fishermen have a special technique to catch giant squid, a marine creature famous for its enormous size and ability to move quickly. This is a job that requires patience, technique and extraordinary endurance. The scene opens when we see a small fishing boat drifting on the sea at night. Under the light of lamps illuminating the sea surface, the fishermen on the boat are preparing long fishing lines, a special tool used to catch giant squid. They wrap these long fishing lines around their hands and quickly throw them into the water, hoping to attract the attention of the squid. Peruvian fishermen often use the hand-pulling method to retrieve the fishing lines, which makes for an extremely arduous but challenging experience. Squid fishing is not simply a matter of throwing the line down and pulling it up, but requires finesse in every movement. The fishing line must be controlled to match the movement of the squid in the water, and if not careful, the squid can easily escape the hook. The fishermen's perseverance is shown through every hour of work. Even in the dark of night, they still patiently wait for the giant squid. The next scene shows the fishermen pulling the fishing lines up together. The giant squid is hooked, and the sight is truly impressive. A giant squid with a huge body, long tentacles wrapped around the hook, is being pulled onto the boat. To get the squid onto the boat, the fishermen need to have an extremely well-coordinated force, because large squid can create a lot of resistance. Once the squid has been pulled up, the scene continues with the processing and preparation process right on the boat. The fishermen quickly cut off the unnecessary parts, keeping the fresh meat. The squid are brought into the boat's hold, preparing for the trip to the fishing port. The job of catching giant squid not only requires strength but also requires skill in handling and preserving the squid to bring high value to the fishermen. The scene switches to another scene, at a port in Japan, where modern boats are preparing to go out to sea. This scene shows the perfect combination of tradition and technology, as Japanese fishermen use large boats and modern fishing nets to harvest tons of fish from the sea. Fishing nets are specially designed to cover a large area of the sea, and they are dropped while the boat moves through deep waters. The fishermen use modern machinery to control the nets, but it still requires close cooperation between team members to do this effectively. Each boat has a team of fishermen, all of whom are experts in controlling the nets and handling the fish once caught. The net is dropped into the sea to form a giant circle, embracing a large area under the water. During this process, the fishermen must always observe carefully and coordinate well so as not to miss any fish. When the net is pulled up, it is full of fresh fish, diverse in size and species, reflecting the richness of the sea. The next scene shows the fish being processed right on the boat. The fish are sorted and processed immediately to ensure the quality of the product. The fish are kept fresh by being put into cold storage compartments on the boat. This scene is a testament to the advancement in fishing technology, as Japanese fishermen not only rely on experience but also use modern machinery to optimize work efficiency. The dawn light illuminates the vast sea, creating a bright but challenging space. The boat is equipped with modern machinery, with large nets ready to be dropped into the sea. On the deck, fishermen in typical costumes are attentively checking the nets and fishing equipment. Even on modern boats, fishing still requires precision and skill. Once the boat has set sail, a remarkable scene appears. Large fishing nets are dropped into the sea, covering a large area, extending from the deck. Each Japanese fishing boat usually uses a giant seine system that is stretched horizontally, helping to cover a large area of the sea and attract fish. The fishermen work closely together to control the net. From dropping the net, pulling the net to collecting the fish onto the boat. While the net is being dropped, the fishermen must pay attention to many factors such as waves, wind direction and other natural factors that can affect the effectiveness of fishing. This job requires a high level of concentration and a deep understanding of the sea. The fishermen rely not only on their muscle strength but also on their experience and skillful techniques to ensure that the net covers the right area with a lot of fish. Once the net has been cast and stretched out into the sea, the group of fishermen begins to wait. they still have to continue to monitor and adjust the ropes, machinery systems and the direction of the boat to avoid the net getting tangled or interrupted. The footage shows a rather tense scene, as each fisherman has to work urgently and coordinate precisely to ensure everything goes smoothly. After a while, the fishermen begin to pull the net up, collecting a large amount of fish. This is a challenging stage when using a system of cranes and modern machinery to bring the net onto the deck of the boat. Fresh fish, diverse in species and size, from large tuna to smaller mackerel, are all caught in the nets. Fishermen quickly sort the fish on the boat. High-value fish such as tuna and salmon are carefully separated to retain their freshness. The footage shows the fishermen working with speed and precision, each fish being processed and transferred to the cold storage compartments on the boat. Although modern machinery helps a lot, human hands are still the decisive factor in sorting and processing the fish. With the huge amount of fish they catch, Japanese fishermen not only have to process the fish quickly, but also ensure that the fish are stored in optimal conditions to maintain their freshness for a long time. The storage compartments on the boat are equipped with modern refrigeration systems, helping to keep the fish from spoiling during the transportation to the port. In addition to processing and preserving the fish, Japanese fishermen also pay special attention to protecting marine resources. In recent years, sustainable fishing has become a major concern, as fishermen realize that maintaining marine resources is crucial to the survival of the fishing industry. Therefore, they always adhere to strict regulations on fishing quotas and participate in programs to protect fish resources. Footage shows fishermen working closely with authorities and environmental protection organizations to ensure that fishing is done sustainably. They regularly attend training courses on how to protect rare fish species and how to limit negative impacts on the marine environment. Although modern technology has greatly assisted, large net fishing is still a difficult and challenging job. Japanese fishermen have to work in harsh weather conditions, with strong waves and strong winds. When there are typhoons or bad weather, the work can become extremely dangerous. However, despite these difficulties, Japanese fishermen maintain their perseverance and belief in their profession. Part of this job is to ensure that the boat is always in good working condition and the equipment is always in top condition. Fishermen have to check the machinery and repair any damage on the boat during the trip. The following scenes show that the fishermen not only work hard but also face emergency situations, such as when the net pulling system malfunctions, or when big waves cause the boat to tilt. However, through each challenge, Japanese fishermen never give up on their work. They understand that fishing is not only a way of life but also a source of pride for them, an important part of the country's long-standing culture and tradition. The end and the journey back to port. After a long day of hard work, the boat begins to return to port, carrying nets full of fish. The footage shows Japanese fishermen, although tired, still feeling satisfied because they had a good day. After the boat returns to the dock, the scene shifts to the fish processing process. The fishermen begin an equally important step, transporting and processing the fish right on shore. The fish are loaded into refrigerated trucks. A great preservation system that maintains the freshness of the fish, from where they are served to processing plants and distributed to retail markets. The scene shows workers working tirelessly to sort the fish, separating rare species such as tuna, salmon, and other fish. A key part of their job is sorting the fish by size, quality, and type to ensure that every product is distributed to the right place and for the right purpose. The fishermen and workers work at a fast pace, with skillful hands, with no time to rest. After the fish are processed and packaged, they are transported to retail markets, supermarkets, and restaurants. The scene shifts to the famous markets in Japan, where fresh fish are displayed. One of the hallmarks of the Japanese seafood industry is the emphasis on quality. From the time the fish is caught to the time it is processed and consumed, the seafood markets in Japan demand high standards of quality and food safety, which forces fishermen and seafood processors to maintain strict quality control procedures. Although modern technology has made catching and processing fish faster and more efficient, there is no denying that the human element remains key in the Japanese seafood industry. Fishermen, who have been with the sea for generations, continue to play a central role in every step. They understand the sea, know how to read the location of schools of fish, and adjust their fishing tactics to achieve the best results. The scene returns to the fishermen as they rest after a hard day's work. They sit on the deck of the boat, talking about their workday, what they have experienced and the challenges they have faced during their work. For them, this work is not just a job, but a part of life, a part of their tradition and national culture. Despite the difficulties, they still love the sea and are proud of the work they do. Japan, a country with a long tradition of fishing, also faces challenges in protecting marine resources. Resource depletion and climate change are increasingly putting pressure on the fishing industry. However, Japanese fishermen continue to maintain sustainable fishing methods, such as applying a quota system, protecting rare fish species and fishing only when there is demand. They also participate in programs to restore and protect coral reefs and marine areas affected by overfishing. The scene shifts to an area of the sea where fishermen are rehabilitating coral reefs. They carefully place new corals in areas that have been damaged by overfishing. This is an important initiative in protecting the marine ecosystem, helping to sustain the growth of fish and other marine life. Despite many difficulties, the Japanese fishing industry continues to thrive thanks to a combination of technology and tradition. Fishermen not only apply modern fishing methods but also pay attention to protecting the marine environment and conserving marine resources. Thanks to these efforts, the Japanese fishing industry has maintained a strong position in the international market. One of the important factors that helps maintain maintain the development of the Japanese fishing industry is the interest in applying science and technology to fishing. Research and technological developments in the fishing industry have helped increase fishing efficiency, reduce environmental impacts and improve product quality. Fishermen are also regularly trained in new fishing methods and environmental protection techniques. With the boats returning to port, fishermen return to their daily lives, preparing for the next trip. They understand that their work not only brings income to themselves but also contributes to the country's economy, protects marine resources and maintains traditional fishing for future generations.